We begin tonight with that unruly airline passenger causing a real scare in the skies. Witnesses say he was drunk and making threats. And over my shoulder here tonight, here is what the crew did, turning to duct tape to trap him in his seat, even taping his mouth. The passenger was on a flight from Iceland to New York. Witnesses say he was drinking his duty-free liquor and then became physically and verbally abusive, allegedly claiming the plane would go down. Passengers holding him down as the crew trapped him with that tape. And that's just one case tonight causing concern. The other involves an airline captain moments from flying a jet from Minneapolis to New York when authorities smelled something troubling on his breath. ABC's Lisa Stark on both fronts tonight.
You might call it instant justice. This man got so drunk and so belligerent on his flight that fellow passengers duct taped him to his seat and strapped his mouth shut after he allegedly choked a woman and screamed that the plane was going to crash. The Icelandic Air flight was heading from Iceland to New York. The airline tells us, quote, he was restrained by passengers and crew and was monitored for his own safety. Police took the drunk traveler to a hospital. He was not charged, reportedly because passengers did not want to come forward. In Minneapolis, it was a pilot who allegedly had too much to drink, way too much. American Airlines captain Kolbjorn Christensen was caught by chance. TSA and other officers smelling a whiff of alcohol as Christensen was waiting for an elevator. By the time airport police arrested him, he had completed pre-flight checks for his commuter flight to New York, and the 53 passengers were getting ready to board. Christensen failed an initial breathalyzer test. Today we learned it showed him way over the legal limit for pilots. That limit, .04, half that for drivers.
We're gonna roll it.
What do you mean roll it?
One of the current hit movies, Flight, focuses on a drunk pilot who saves a plane load of people, but is then found out.
An initial report shows that you had alcohol in your system.
Pilots are tested after any accident and face random alcohol tests as well. In the past decade, about a dozen pilots a year have been caught. In one case in 2002, 2 America West pilots were caught drinking on surveillance tape the night before their flight, and TSA screeners smelled alcohol on their breath the next morning. The pilots were arrested before the flight took off.
This is not a major problem in the airline industry, but even one single occurrence is intolerable and can't be tolerated.
Smooth sailing.
Drunk pilots were the subject of ABC's program, What Would You Do? With John Quinones.
Can we get 2 martinis, please?
Here, actors played the pilots to see if bystanders would intervene. They did not.
No one says anything until after the pilots leave for the airport.
And I think they're going to fly a plane right now. They kept talking about they have to get to Newark for their next flight.
Luckily, bystanders are not the only line of defense.
For pilots who admit to an alcohol problem, there is a government program to help, and it has a 90% success rate, allowing pilots to clean up and get back into the cockpit. David?
Lisa Stark leading us off. Lisa, thank you.